Now, the Trump administration has taken money from disaster relief and put it into more immigration detention camps, according to a Democratic senator. Now, on Tuesday, it was reported on MSNBC that the Trump administration had transferred $9.8 million from FEMA's budget. That's the Federal Emergency Management Agency that handles disasters like, I don't know, the incoming hurricane, to immigrations and customs enforcement. So they're taking money from FEMA and putting it in ICE. Great. Now, that report cited budget documents provided by Senator Jeff Merkley. So Merkley had the documents, brought them on Rachel Maddow and said, here you go. Take these documents, and this basically shows what their priorities are. We're going to take money from FEMA, and we're going to put it to ICE. Now, Axios notes that the slash in funding comes as the East Coast braces for Hurricane Florence, which threatens to wreak havoc within days, with 2 other tropical systems on the horizon. It's been reported that the funds may be used for additional detention camps, where we are holding, of course, undocumented immigrants and asylum seekers. That's where the money's going to. It's been reported before that the Trump administration wants to hold families in these camps indefinitely. In fact, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to go around the Flores settlement, which says that specifically children cannot be held in detention for over 20 days. Well, what happens if you have to release children after 20 days? Then you have to do family separation. Family separation, judges have ruled that you can't actually do that. That's also a terrible thing that you should do, and you have to reunite these families. So the Trump administration is like, fine, you know what we're going to do? Instead of arresting these, or instead of not arresting immigrants and throwing them into these detention centers, we're just going to go around the Flores settlement so that we can hold children in jail with their families indefinitely. And we're going to rob FEMA to help build more of these camps. That's what's going on here. Now, is that a surprise? No, of course not. They would rather put money towards indefinitely detaining people, immigrants, than funding FEMA. And look, this isn't the first time Republicans have went after FEMA. Last year, the GOP Congress, along with Trump, tried to cut FEMA's disaster relief budget by, what, nearly $1 trillion. Or, no, I'm sorry, nearly $1 billion. They're looking into nearly $1 billion in cuts, somewhere around $898 million in cuts from the program. Now, this is before Hurricane Harvey. Afterwards, they're like, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't actually cut that money from FEMA. Turns out the people in Texas actually need it. And, of course, Florida also got hit by Hurricane Irma. And they're like, well, yeah, we're going to have to fund this. Sorry. But nonetheless, taking money from FEMA, not a surprise. Not a surprise. Now, the Department of Homeland Security, once this got out, they're like, oh, damage control, damage control. They quickly followed up in a tweet refuting those claims, saying, quote, the money in question, transferred to ICE from FEMA's routine operating expenses, could not have been used for hurricane response due to appropriation limitations. Oh, no, it wasn't going to get used in that anyway. So, okay, but why are you taking it from operations expenses then? If that is indeed true, well, doesn't FEMA need that money to operate as well? Why are you taking money from FEMA that they use, even if it's not for disaster relief, and shifting it towards ICE? Now, Senator Merkley, by the way, is a member of the Senate Appropriations Committee. Now, he said the administration does have the ability to transfer funds, but it would need to inform Congress. And if the amount is over $5 million, which that's what it is, it would have to notify the committee chair. I'm assuming that they did, or else this would be obviously highly inappropriate / maybe illegal. I don't know the details on that. Now, DHS spokesperson Tyler Holton did say, quote, under no circumstance was any disaster relief funding transferred from FEMA to immigration enforcement efforts. This is a sorry attempt to push a false agenda at a time when the administration is focused on assisting millions on the East Coast facing catastrophic disaster. So that's funny, right? Now, the administration is focused on assisting millions. Kind of like when they helped Puerto Rico. Well, how'd that turn out? Well, nearly 3,000 people died. It was a botched attempt. And now we have another hurricane that's poised to get hit. And while that happens, this administration takes money from FEMA and puts it into detention camps. Literal detention camps. I remember when right-wingers, Alex Jones, were talking about doing the same thing. Putting people into camps. You know what they called those? They called those FEMA camps. Well, here's money from FEMA going into those camps. It's crazy. What is going on here? Oh, but don't worry, Jeff. It's not for disaster relief. Yeah, but we're supposed to take the administration's word for it. An administration that has lied countlessly. And not only that, but a president that has lied countless times. Now, after the administration, the way that the administration botched their earlier disaster relief doesn't help at all to reduce the operating budget of FEMA. But as I said before, Republicans cannot help themselves. It's almost as if they want FEMA to fail. And I know that is a really, really heavy charge. I understand that. But consider this. Republicans want government programs to fail so that they can privatize it. It seems almost unconscionable to say this, to even come up with the idea, and to even think about the idea that the Republicans under Trump would put people's lives in danger in order to privatize disaster relief. I don't know if that's what's happening. It is unthinkable. But it is a possibility. Just saying, just putting it out there. I hope that's not the case. I hope they're better than that. But seeing them transfer and take money from this program and putting it into something that's disastrous, that's terrible, doesn't give me much hope. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.